There's been gunfire in several Iranian cities as security forces confront protesters. We're into the fourth week of those demonstrations that were sparked by the death in the custody of the morality police of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini. Earlier, the supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, again accusing Tehran's enemies of stoking street riots. Well, for more, let's cross to Iran's capital and correspondent Reza Sayeh. Reza, a bit of a change of tack this Wednesday because we saw these calls to protest in broad daylight.
Yeah, yesterday there was a lot of chatter on social line and even in the streets that there'd be an increase in activity today, an uptick in anti-government protest, and there is evidence that that has indeed happened. More protests, not just here in the capital Tehran, but other major cities throughout Iran. We report this again with this important reminder that doing journalism these days in Iran is very difficult. The conditions are poor. Obviously, we're facing a lot of restrictions and limitations. Authorities have severely cut down internet service. This is one of the worst days I've seen when it comes to internet speed. They've blocked social media platforms. Obviously, we can't be in every neighborhood in Tehran, every region in Iran. So what we've done again is do our best to see what we can observe in the streets of Tehran and what we can observe on social media. And based on those limited observations, we do see increased activity in the streets of Tehran and an increase in amateur videos posted online. Many of those videos show protests that appear to be small. Protesters numbering in the 30s, 40s. We saw a few videos where they numbered in the hundreds. They're chanting anti-government slogans. The video shows security forces who often travel in these motorcycle gangs, these menacing-looking motorcycle gangs. The security officers sit in tandem on these motorcycles. They're often holding clubs and what appear to be paint guns and other arms. And essentially, it's an ugly game of cat and mouse where you have these protesters chanting anti-government slogans and then these security forces chasing them away. Some of the videos, you hear bangs. It's not clear if these are gunshots or paint guns. But again, seemingly an uptick, a considerable uptick in anti-government protests. Usually they intensify when nighttime comes. It is nighttime on this Wednesday night, so a lot of people anxious to see what happens in the coming hours.
Yeah, and news agencies reporting protests in several cities, including Mahsa Amini's hometown in the west, in the Kurdish part of Iran, Saqqez, as well as in the city of Sanandaj. We spoke with one former deputy head of the Kurdistan Democratic Party of Iran earlier, who told us that there are many injured, killed, and kidnapped people in Sanandaj.
Yeah, these are reports that we're seeing. Impossible to independently verify them. Based on the videos that we've seen today, there's been anti-government protests in Esfahan, Shiraz, Mashhad, Rasht. As usual, the most intense protests are coming from the Kurdistan region, the home region of Mahsa Amini. That's where we're seeing the most intense clashes between security forces and protesters. A lot of concern what's going to happen there in the coming hours as well.
Reza Sayeh, many thanks for that live update from Tehran.